Hey everyone, welcome to the 2026 NorCal road racing season. This is the first race up in NorCal. It's the Cal Aggie Crit. It is in Sacramento. It's put on by the UC Davis college team. I'm out here with Altavelo, the orange and blue kits that you see in front of me, same team as the last few years. And we got a little bit of a crit squad here. We got 5 guys showing up. We had beautiful weather. It was not particularly windy. This course is not super technical. Most of the course is like this wide open loop. If you look at the map on the top right, there's a little chicane squiggle at the top part that is not like crazy hard, but it definitely can ruin your flow, as you'll see on a few laps. And then after that, there's like a little right hand turn into the finish. But otherwise, super wide open. I feel like it's worth staying near the front just with those little chicanes. Um, and also, I want to be an active participant in this race. This is the first race of the year. I'm just out here trying to get some fitness, so I'm going to be doing a lot of work to try and keep it together for the teammates. So, our game plan for this race was we wanted to have a field sprint. We've had some guys find some success in some of the SoCal races that already happened this year, and so we were going to try to keep it together for a sprint. So that meant we wanted to be in moves, and then if the moves were gone, we were going to commit energy to bringing it back. And a lot of the big teams from NorCal were missing for this race, so I think everybody was licking their chops a little bit. Like Mike Spikes wasn't here, Cycle Sport wasn't here, and Tayroon also only had like one guy. Volet also only had a couple guys. So I think everyone was kind of licking their chops that this might be an opportunity for a good result. So yeah, that was just the cornering section we came through, and now we are coming up to the final right-hander, which is like probably the most consequential part of the course through here. You definitely want to be up near the front in the last lap through those sections. It's hard to make up spots through there. It's a pretty long sprint out of the last corner. I don't think it's this kind of sprint that you want to lead out of the last corner, but probably like second or third wheel is a really good spot. Um, you can even maybe be a couple more spots back. Um, it's surprisingly long out of that last corner. So that's a lap. The start finish is coming up here, and skip ahead and show you some of the excitement during the race. Like I mentioned, I was trying to cover moves, so spent a lot of time riding near the front, trying to be in stuff. This is, I think this is some early season cornering we're gonna see. There were some laps where like somebody in front of you would take this corner not so well, like you're gonna see here. We're all together, and I think I turned down the audio, but I was like yelling at him through the corner for braking so hard there, and then you see this massive gap open, and now you have to do all this work to bring the gap back. And he looks back there, and I was like, "No way, dude! You made this gap. Like I'm gonna let you close this one." And luckily, he was able to, and so he does most of the work to bring it back. But even though he like did the work there, that was still like a match I didn't need to burn. And so as soon as we get back on here and we're coming into that last corner, I'm just going to jump around him on the inside because I wasn't willing to let him do the same thing to me through this corner and get dangled again. So popped around him there and got back in line. And the racing was pretty aggressive from the start. There was a lot of people interested in being in moves, so a lot of stuff flying, a lot of stuff covering. I thought we did a really good job early in the race of having guys covering moves. It felt like we were in every single move, like until the move that went, and then we just completely missed it, which was a bummer. But it's things to work on for next time, you know. We're starting to go across the road, which means we're going slow. I think I'm gonna just keep pedaling around the outside, and I don't know if I got any. I'm pedaling pretty hard. I was probably trying to get some separation there. Um, and but I think everyone came with me. That wasn't enough like snap or speed difference to get a real gap. Um, is pretty like if one or two guys went, it seemed like the field was okay with letting them go. But as soon as like a few more guys decided to go, then everybody wanted to be in it. And then like once it got up to like 4 or 5, most of the moves were getting brought back at that point. Um, it was also kind of, spoiler alert, a break does get established later. The kind of attitude that you have like a lot in lower categories where once a break is established, like everybody wants to be a part of it all of a sudden, despite like them not having really been a part of the racing to that point. So yeah, this is coming through the corners again later. I think, yeah, same thing happens where just like guys would let gaps go through these corners, and it was kind of frustrating if you know, especially if you're someone who feels confident through those corners. Um, like, look at the size of these gaps. Um, there was a spot, I think this might have been like the beginning of that section, where it kind of felt like the race might break apart because there was like, you know, gaps getting let go through corners and then like a couple of big accelerations near the front and then like people trying to chase from groups behind. And it was like single file and all over the road. And it almost felt like the race was going to just like completely shatter. I think if there had been just like a little bit of wind, it might have completely blown apart the race. But instead, it ended up all coming back together. I think I don't come through there because I had a teammate in that first little group, so I was okay if it separated. Also, my heart rate was pretty high, 180 there, so I was already working. And also, Cole's a pretty strong dude. I'm happy to let him pull. Yeah, you can kind of see guys getting dropped out of that front group. I'm gonna, yeah, come around and finish off that last little bit to bring us back. At this point, yeah, you can still see the motor right there. There's no brake yet. I like searched through the footage a couple of times trying to find the moment when the brake went, and I could not find it. I think it was around like the midway point of the race, but I couldn't find it on camera like where the brake actually went. Like it just went from like I couldn't see them because you have a pretty good view through the chicane. I just like couldn't see them, and then it like they were established all of a sudden. So not 100% sure where it went, but at this point we had realized as a team that we'd missed it, and so two of my teammates are on the front here, and I'm gonna slot in behind them, and we're gonna start trying to do some work to bring this gap back. We chased for a long time. We chased pretty hard too, and for the longest time, every time we came through the start finish, which was just like 30 seconds, 30 seconds, 30 seconds, and the gap just wasn't going anywhere. And then right towards the end, we ended up bringing the gap down. Like all of a sudden, they appeared on the other side of the chicane, and then the gap just like kept coming down even more in the last like 3 laps. I think they probably all started playing a lot of games with each other, but it let the field back into it, and it ended up being a really exciting finish. The breakaway ended up with 4 guys in it, 2 guys from the same team, which that always helps to move a break, and then a couple of other really strong dudes up there, including Cole Davis, who I mentioned before. A couple of guys I think like bridged across, or they might have been in it originally and gotten dropped. The group was like bigger at one point, and then it came back down. So yeah, you see we're still on the front because all those other teams that I mentioned before weren't here. We were like the only big team, so I think the field was looking at us to bring it back, but like we just didn't really have it. This is coming into like maybe 5 to go. I've slipped a little further back here. We had a plan for the lead out, and we had to use a lot of energy chasing, but we still had a pretty good lead out. Unfortunately, my GoPro died, so I did not have the video inside the last couple laps, but I got a little video from the side I'll show you. But we ended up bringing the brake back to like just a few seconds. So the first group you'll see in this sprint finish here is the group of 4 that's in the breakaway, and then you'll see the peloton is like right behind, just a few seconds. So almost caught him. Bummer that we didn't, but it's good to get back out racing. Excited for more of this.